This is Straight Talk with it clever medium Greg Fann, the preacher man, and his sidekick Shanan Jones. Frank discussions of issues affecting the ATL, Fulton County, the state of Georgia, the nation, and around the world. And now, here they are, live and in living color, the team of Jones and Fann, the preacher man.
Well, welcome to Straight Talk with yours to the Greg Fann, the preacher man, and Shanan Jones. Thank all of you guys for all that you're doing, all the comments that we get, especially from Miss C. Shannon, I got so many comments about Miss C last week. It was a crying and a shame. I said, I say Miss C gonna come back with some more information. But listen, I got some comments too, and you did too. But I guess Miss C, it's Women's Month. You know, this March is Women's Month. So they're praising the ladies. Well, thank you so much. Don't forget to like us. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to make your comments. And you want to be on the program, all you got to do is go out to Straight Talk News 1362@gmail.com. We're going to go to Miss C now, Shannon, and I'll be right back with you on the other side.
C here with your 3-minute news blast or more. Hey, Bishop Greg. Hey, Pastor Shanan. Good to see y'all today. Listen, on Saturday, March 15th, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Liberty International Church, 1362 Metropolitan Parkway in Southwest Atlanta, there will be an engaging seminar entitled From Trouble to Triumph, with guest speakers giving real-life stories, networking opportunities with industry leaders, delicious food, refreshments, and games. To get more details, send an email to the event coordinator at tcsinc@thechildren'ssoar.org. That's tcsinc@thechildren'ssoar, that's SOAR.org. On March 30th at 10:30 a.m., it's Women's Missionary Society Day at Trinity AME Church, 684 Lyndhurst Drive in Southwest Atlanta. The guest speaker will be Sister Robbie Colson Ramsey. She's First Lady of Trinity AME. Call 484-696-5826 for more details, or you can visit the church's website, which is Trinity AME Church chatl.com. That's Trinity AME Church chatl.com. And Dr. Charles Ramsey is pastor. Flipper Temple AME Church invites you to a night of worship featuring Kiera Sheard Kelly along with Pastor Rodney and David Walker in high praise. You can get all the details by visiting the church's website. That's flippertempleame.com. A night of worship with Kiera Sheard Kelly will be held at the King Chapel on the campus of Morehouse College. And listen, I'd like for you to do 4 things for me before we leave. I'd like for you to, subscribe. I'd like for you to also like us. And I'd like for you to leave comments. And I'd like for you to share us. Don't keep Straight Talk News to yourself. Let everybody know about Straight Talk News. You want them to be in the know too, right? And listen, if you'd like for us to announce your event, just send it to us in an email at straighttalknews1362@gmail.com. That's straighttalknews1362@gmail.com. And listen, in the meantime and in between time, may the Lord God bless you real good. And before we leave, we're in Lent season. And our pastor has challenged us to not say any negative words, and I'm going to add deeds in there too, during Lent, which is March 5th through April 17th. So let's all try to say something positive to everybody every day. And if you think something negative, try to think of something positive instead. That's a good challenge, isn't it? Okay. See you later. Bye now.
All right, we're back on the other side. Thank you, Miss C, for all the news and information. Don't forget to join us. Trouble is easy to get in, and it's hard to get out. Bring your young people out so they can learn about how hard and challenging it is to get out of trouble when you're in trouble. and get in trouble and paying these expensive lawyers, and you may end up just taking a plea deal. Oops, and still may end up doing time. So listen, bring them out so they'll understand that trouble is easy to get in, but hard to get out. That's going to be on the 15th at Liberty International Church, 1362 Metropolitan Parkway. Well, Shannon, how you doing tonight, man? I know we got a lot to talk about, Big Papa. I know you got a lot to talk
I'm
about.
doing good, but I thought marriage was easy to get into and hard to get out of. I didn't know it was trouble.
Well, that is trouble. It depends on how you do it. It could be trouble. So, we got a lot going on. I really don't really care to talk about the Antichrist, him and Satan. I see Elon Musk as being Satan and Donald Trump being the beast, being the Antichrist, and Mike Lewis being the false prophet. So they're
I
all
don't. I think you're
three.
giving. I think you're giving these guys too much credit. I think Satan will be angry with you. I think he's
Well,
far more devious than these guys. But I hear you. They'll do these shows.
well, Shannon. Shannon. Hold for a minute, Shannon. Let me do this, because I know we're getting an echo back now. Because
Yeah, I hear it.
I got to get this echo off. Let me do that. And you guys excuse me, Shannon, for our echo today, but we're gonna get it together because
It's
Shannon and I know
live.
how to do it together. Yeah, it's gone now. No echo now. No echo now. Let me get my headset around. Get my headsets around. I'm so excited though, Shannon. Even though we're seeing all the things that's going on in the world today, all the evil coming from political leaders, and all the things that's being perpetrated on the people. But then don't you see some pushback coming back? Don't you see God in the midst or in this? That's what's going on.
You mean rockets blowing up? President having to bring people back on that he fired the day before. Him censuring Elon Musk and saying that he's going to have to bring Musk in. You mean Musk fighting with Shanan, the transportation secretary, and the Secretary of State? You mean stuff like that?
I mean, stuff like that. I guess Trump saying Elon ain't the president, y'all, but Elon is the president. And you better wake up because Elon has bought the White House. He has bought the White House. He has bought the White House. You think he gave you all that money to win and run for office, and you gonna tell him what to do? And now we're gonna see some
That ain't
spark coming
happening.
from that. You're gonna see some spark coming from that in a few more days. And
Yeah.
it was just last week when he told his cabinet members. Remember when Elon was there and talking to the cabinet member, and he was telling them, if you don't do what Elon say to do, if you don't like Elon, get out. Just get out. Just get out.
I remember. Funny how a week changes things,
All
right?
week changes things. I think public pressure, the prayers of the righteous, that's availing much. When I said public pressure, I'm talking about in terms of prayers. Prayers of the righteous availing much, and God is leading us in terms of what we need to do, in terms of how we need to attack Satan, how we need to attack this demon, this devil, who wants to be a world leader and who wants to be the world leader, not just the leader of the United States, but the leader of the world. The world. If he thinks one time that they're going to give him the Gaza Strip and allow him to take the Gaza Strip and turn it into a result, and they're going to let him run it, I don't think that's going to happen.
How many prime ministers have tried that?
How many? Yeah.
How many Israeli prime ministers have tried that? So no, I don't think that's going to happen. But you know what, Bishop? I really think that Trump traffics in hyperbole. I really do. I think that he plays to the audience and to the cheap seats. I watched him with President Zelensky in the White House, and every other time he looked up for the camera when he was looking at Zelensky, he was trying to see how it was going to play. And then he said as much that we've given them good TV. I mean, he literally thinks this is good TV. Canceling USAID and folks dying all over the world from HIV and all kinds of illnesses. And listen, if Gene Hackman's wife could die from a rodent infused poison in her body. What happens in third world countries? What happens in those places where USID could be helpful? The strong bear the rich, and the conservatives that I knew. And I sent you something. I don't know if you had a chance to see it, but David Broder, not Broder, but David. Oh goodness, it'll come to me in just a moment.
I know you having one of those moments. You know, you
I'm
such
having
a
what we call a senior moment. But anyway, the columnist, New York Times columnist, and he was writing that there are conservatives, and then there are those who just are anti-liberalism and anti-liberal policies. And he said Trump really represents that. He said conservatives believe in compassion. They believe in helping their neighbor. They do believe it. They believe in working hard and being able so that working hard and gaining wealth so that you can help as many as you desire to help. But they don't believe that government should
oh
do it.
Mo
They
Bamba.
believe that benevolence from the heart of citizens should do it. And when you look at what this Trump MAGA movement it is really a movement that is just completely it's just going after everything
Mo
that
Bamba.
Biden, everything that Obama,
Man,
everything
you supposed to be taking me to
that was
lunch
on the books,
Tuesday.
and
I ain't
some of the
heard from
stuff that
you.
they're taking out is stuff that Trump put on in place when
His
he
own
was in,
self.
and some,
And isn't that that's
and folks
crazy?
didn't put it on.
I
He
did. You
promoted
didn't know?
CQ Brown and then took him down. So a lot of the stuff is him, and then it goes back to stuff that George Walker Bush
Oh man.
had put in place, or Judge Herbert Walker Bush had put in place, and so they're trying to tear that down and demonize
I
the
ain't mad
poor.
at you,
Think
Mo.
about
But
this:
the
a
people
man
down
that
there in
has,
Columbus
well, he
mad
had
at you
for
because
last week,
they've been trying to
and this is something we
you
didn't say.
about get some people
Last
on the
week,
bus for Sunday.
Elon
You
Musk
young lady
had
said you do I know?
480. His net worth was
Yeah.
480
Because a
billion
young lady,
dollars.
but that's
That's
something though. A young lady,
$400,080
they trying to figure out what's going
million
on.
dollars.
And
Okay,
you didn't get
but he
back
lost
with her.
$150 million
Yeah,
since
call her.
December 17th to today. 150, excuse me, $150 billion.
I would
He
think you
lost
ought
$150
I think you ought to
billion
call
dollars.
her
To put that
now.
in perspective,
Because
we said it last week. Target only
yeah.
brings in about $91 billion a year. He lost all of what Target Corporation
Oh
brings in a
man,
year,
y'all man, I'm
and
sick
perhaps
of
what
y'all and all
Coca-Cola
this
brings
darn
in
conference.
at the same
Y'all
time.
nigga, y'all
Combined,
y'all
he
nigga, I
lost
don't know
that,
how
and
y'all
he
do
lost
it,
that not in a
man.
year.
I
He
mean,
lost that
really.
in a matter
I'm serious. I
of two
don't.
months.
Y'all got to go
So
bless the
when you
bishop
talk about
every
God
doggone
not liking ugly, you
quarter,
can't look in
don't
the
you?
face of the poor and say that the organization that
But I'm
feeds the
just
hand
saying
of the
every
poor
quarter y'all got
is
to meet with
evil.
the
We
bishop.
read our
What
Bible. The
I'm gonna do?
Bible
I'm gonna
says
do
that if you
one
lend to
better
the
than
poor,
that.
you lend to
I'm
God.
going to,
And
right? I'm
so
gonna
it's
call
right
her now and just
for the
merge you
strong
in.
to bear the weak. It's
Yeah,
right
let me do
for
that.
the U.S. government as a superpower of the world, and really the police agency of the world, to be able to say, I can spend $50 million to stop HIV from spreading. I can stop Ebola from spreading, so they can come in. I can deal with these viruses and things that are happening in the world that would show up. I can put Big Bird on in Iraq. That's better than a imam that is just poisoned in his mind
Right, Jennifer, I got
against
Bo on the phone right now.
Americans and against
Can
people in the
talk to you.
West,
Bo, can
and
you
calling
just
us
tell Jennifer
infidels and
what you
saying that
gonna
we
do,
need to
Bo?
be killed. I would rather them learn from Big Bird than to learn how to kill Americans from some terrorist leaning imam. So it's important to look at all of this. I'm gonna end with this, Bishop. There's a great movie that I like. It's called Charlie Wilson's War. Have you ever seen Charlie Wilson's War?
No, I haven't. I have not.
Okay, so Charlie Wilson's
Yeah, they
War
got
takes us through
yeah, but do
how
that by
we ended
tomorrow
up
morning because
partnering with
it's
the
gonna be too
Taliban,
late in a minute.
how America trained the Taliban, and America sided with the Taliban. This is before Osama bin Laden. America sided with
I'll
the
be more than
Taliban
glad to call
because
you.
they were fighting the
I will,
Russians,
boy. I'll be
and
glad to call
the
you
enemy of your
back.
enemy is your
All right,
friend.
Jim.
So they
All right.
fought
Bye-bye.
in Afghanistan in those mountains, and they were fighting. They were giving military equipment like they were for Zelensky and for Ukraine. They gave them everything that they needed so that they could fight Russians. At the end of that movie, Charlie Wilson had raised
Yes,
millions of
sir. I'm here.
dollars, billions of dollars to fight the Russians. At the end of that movie, he asked for $1 million for a baseball field. And they laughed and said, "How much have we spent on this thing? We're going to give you $1 million
No, she got
so a
30
bunch
seats.
of
They got 30
Arabs
vacant
can
seats they're
play
trying to fill.
baseball."
Yeah.
He said, "You guys, I'm talking about a baseball field. You can give them this and keep them with bats and balls in their hands,
Okay.
or they can pick up guns and be seanced into believing that the American and
Right.
American policy has caused them to be
But
where they
I
are."
know, I
So,
know they keep you so busy,
it's ways of thinking about this, but the defense can spend the president's
You were running
plane when
right
he
crazy for the
flies
election, and you
somewhere.
still
It's
running right
millions of
crazy.
dollars, and he keeps going down to play his losing golf game in Florida. That's millions of dollars. It's not like he just jumps on a Greyhound or jumps on a flight at Delta. A lot of people have to go in a week before him. They got to go set up and prepare for him, and people got to stay in hotels. Millions of dollars. $50 million is not enough to stop a third world war.
Well, there's a lot to be said, and you unpacked it a lot, Absolutely. in what you just said. But I think that American people are waking up. We were asleep, but I think we're woke based on what we're seeing right now, and that's those individuals who are losing their jobs, the threat of losing their homes, the threat of losing their cars, the threat of losing their health care, and all these things that are essential for individuals to maintain, to just maintain the American dream. He's taking the American dream away. And so we see that, and when you say to the National Democratic Republican Party race, say to Republican candidates or Republican Congress and senators, don't go in your district. We don't want you to go to your district and have town hall meeting. You're supposed to be there representing the people, but you can't face the people about your action and what you're doing to hurt them. I mean, really? They even tell them, you can't do it. And if they do that, they commit suicide, in my opinion, because having been a former elected official, even though when I voted for things that I thought was right, and I had to face people who said that they didn't think that I made the right decision, I still had to face them, the criticism, the accusation, and all the things that people said. That's what happened when you are a public official. But you're working for the people. You asked and took a job. You came to the people and said, vote for me, hire me, and I will represent you. But now you're telling them they hired you, but you don't want them to tell you what they need for you to do to benefit them. I mean, I keep saying this over and over again. Why are we hiring these individuals and repeatedly hiring these individuals, and they telling us what they can't do? What they can't do. They're only looking out for themselves, self-aggrandizement. It's all about them, me, and mine. Listen, brothers and sisters, we are woke now. We see what's going on, and that's from the local level to the national level. That's from your city council to your commissioners to your state representatives to your U.S. senators to your U.S. congressmen. Call me before 12.
Mm-hmm.
And the president of the United States of America. Early. When these people come to you and knock on your doors and say, and I see why there's some apathy from people to say, well, they're going to do what they want to do anyway. They do what we allow them to do. You can see that now because people are standing up and rising up and saying, we don't like what you're doing, so we won't be voting for you. We won't support you. And when you get ready to run again, because you're not protecting our interests, you're not protecting this country, America, this country. You say we're the police agency, agent of the world. No, we're losing that title now because of the diplomacy and the things that Donald Trump is doing. I mean, we're losing that title. You heard what the president of France and the European nations, how they're coming together on these tariffs and coming against Donald Trump. You put tariffs on us, we're gonna put tariffs on you. You saying you don't want to support us if we get into a war. We're not putting money in NATO. We won't support you when you're native Canada. You come against people who are your allies who have supported this country for years and years and years. You're putting us in a predicament by your tongue, by your action, and your voice, and the things that you are doing. But listen, brothers and sisters, I have to say this because it's true, and you need to wake up and see it. And you got people that are afraid and they're fighting. But let me tell you something. Don't be afraid. Don't be frightened. The Bible said that these things were going to come to pass and these things were going to happen, and they are happening. What we have to do is have our faith and our belief in God and keep on praying. Keep on praying, keep on having that faith, keep on praying, keep on believing God, because God is going to see us through this. He's seen us through before, and he'll see us through again. We just have the faith. And then we got to walk together, children, and not get weary. We got to walk together, and we got to support the efforts that are being suggested that we're doing. I'm looking at Walmart. Walmart is losing because people not going to Walmart. I'm looking at Target. People not going to Target. People not buying cars. With the tariffs, cars going up what? $3,000 more than what they usually go for. $12,000. All these things are happening that's going to affect us. That's going to affect us. And then if China and France them get together with the batteries for these electric cars, whoa, yeah, Elon Musk losing money. He's losing money because China is saying, oh, I think we're going to partner with France on this, and we might be cutting you out, Elon, because we don't like what you and Donald Trump, what you guys are doing, because we see you coming, we see what you're doing, and we're gonna build a united front over here in Europe, and we're gonna stand strong together against you, the United States, and anybody else that is trying to hurt our country, because we love our country.
Remember the conference that they had the day after Zelensky was kicked out of the White House and went to Europe. The name of their conference was Securing Europe's Future. Mm-hmm. Securing Europe's Future, where they looked for America to be their strong partner. They're saying now we have to secure ourselves. So look for Europe to start talking about nuclear. Look for Europe to start talking about recruitment and growing their military and partnering together. Trump could basically put the United States on an island, and China wants the United States on an island.
Well,
so that he can take it up.
Well, brother and sister, Shannon and I got to get out of here now, but we got more to say. We'll be back next week with more. And thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe Banks. Thank you, Joe Banks. Joe Banks said he loves straight talk. He like it. We're black media. We're black media putting information out there for you. And support other black media that's giving facts about what's going on and pass it on. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to make comments, and don't you dare forget to share. Be a part of our YouTube channel. It ain't nothing straight talk with yours to the Greg Fann, the preacher man, and Shanan E. Jones around the world with news and information. Until next week, may God bless you and have a smile on you. Don't forget to pray, but this ain't nothing but what? Straight talk.
Want to be a guest on Straight Talk? Email Greg Fann at FANN922 at Comcast.net or call 404-308-0795. Join us again for another episode of Straight Talk with Shanan Jones and Greg Fann, the Preacher Man.